The cost of living feels like it's at an all-time high, and 7 years ago in 2017, this would have been enough to feed a family of 4 5 times.
Australia, feed your family of 4 for under $10 is back with my granny's heartwarming cottage pie.
Coles 3-star beef mince, just $4 for a 500 gram pack.
Feed your family one of my recipes for under $10 at Coles.
This week, I'm putting myself to the test to see if I can get an entire week's worth of groceries for just $50. There are going to be a couple of rules with this, as always. And I think the most important one is that every single thing that I want to have this week, except for a few pantry staples that we'll go over later, has to come from this $50. I'm not talking about, oh, this meal cost me $2.50 to make, but you have to go and buy $35 worth of ingredients first and then one serve is $2.50. No. I am going to use just this to buy anything that I am going to have this week. I can only repeat meals 2 times. I feel like it would be easy to bulk buy just a few things and make that a meal for the entire week, but realistically, who wants to do that? First of all, I don't. I cannot eat a meal probably more than 2 or 3 times, so that's why I can only repeat a meal twice in this week. It's currently 8 a.m, so let's go to the Sunday market and see what we can get for our $50. Let's talk about staples. Now, I am not going to sit here and say I'm going to use the mince that's in my freezer, the chicken breast that's in my freezer. They are not staples, okay? But for this challenge, I will be using things that I already have, like oil, spices, maybe some tomato paste that I feel like most people would have in their pantries and cupboards to some extent. I'm only going to be shopping at places that most people would have access to. So farmers markets, butchers, the big 3 or the big 2, Coles, Woolies, Aldi. I'm not going to be shopping at any sort of discount grocery stores or Costco. That's sort of like an unfair perception on what could be available to everyone. I'm at a butcher/fruit shop now. I'm gonna see what the prices are like on the mince and the chicken, and then if they're a little more expensive, there's no deals, I'm just gonna go over to Aldi. Well, that was short and sweet. There was absolutely nothing that I could get that was within budget. So unless I wanted to spend $20 on a whole chicken, and granted it was a massive chicken, but we have a challenge and we need to stick to that. Back from the shops, back from the market. I'm gonna unpack everything and then we're gonna go through exactly what we got. Lettuce, some green beans, cucumber, broccoli, mushrooms, red capsicum, 2 tomatoes, quarter of a cabbage, a whole bunch of apples, 3 carrots, bananas, 3 zucchini, red onion. From Aldi, plain flour, star beef mince, 12 eggs, 250 grams of cheese, a lemon. I could have gotten this at the market, forgot. Got a whole chicken, 175 grams of bacon. While I make these tortillas, I thought this would be a great time to go over exactly what I spent on groceries this week. I went through absolutely everything from Aldi, Woolworths and Coles and compared the prices to what I paid in total. I can honestly not believe the difference, and this has just changed the way that I am going to be shopping from this point forward. If I take the fresh produce that I got from the market and combine that with the protein that I got from Aldi, in total this week I spent $49.45 on food. If I were to price that out and buy 100% of everything from Aldi, that would cost me $54.88. That's a 10.98% increase. If I were to buy absolutely everything from Woolworths, everything would cost me, as of right now, $69, which is a 39.54% increase in price. And I don't even think you're ready for this. If I was to buy every single thing from Coles, it would have cost me $73.15, which is a 47.94% increase. I went a layer deeper here and I just went on the fruit and veg alone. If I were to buy it just from the market, it cost me $20.35. From Aldi, it would be $26.88, which is a 32% increase. From Woolworths would be $34.79, which is a 71% increase. And Coles would be $38.35, which is an 88% increase, almost double. And obviously, it's not going to be possible to get these exact prices everywhere you go, but this is just a general idea of what savings could be possible. Welcome to meal number 1 of this challenge. Tonight I'm going to be making roast chicken and vegetables. I don't have any gravy, so that's something I didn't think about, but that's okay, we don't need gravy. We're going to be making this in the air fryer for the first time ever, and then with any leftover chicken on here, so maybe the legs, one of the breasts, we're going to be keeping that for the rest of the week. So using in the chicken and salad wraps, using on the homemade pizzas, and yeah, I think that this is always a great option if you're on a budget because you get so much meat out of it, and then you can either, if you're for a family, use it for the entire meal, or you can save it like I do and use it multiple times. It feels weird that I'm touching the packaging so much, even though I know it's probably clean. It still feels weird. Anyway, let's get started with cooking. This is definitely not a tutorial video, so do not follow my recommendation on how to cook because I can cook, but I can't cook, you know? So this is just gonna be purely budget based. Now, like I said before, we don't have any butter, so we're just gonna be using oil and spices to get this going. I've preheated the air fryer a little bit, so that's all good. Do I have any gloves under here, please? The answer is no, I have no gloves. Okay, that's fine. This is my spice cupboard, if you couldn't tell. So I'm just gonna go through here and pick out some spices that I think would sound nice on a roast chicken. Chicken salt, cumin, paprika, slap your mama. I feel like this should be allowed, like a tiny little bit of minced garlic. There's not much left in the jar anyway, so salt, a little bit more. Tiny bit of chicken salt. I don't know, do you guys wash your chicken or not? Or, okay, hold on. Pause. James. You guys, I know it's a chicken. I know it's a chicken. I don't like when it's got little feathers in it. Sorry. Right, we're gonna put this chicken in, coat the whole chicken. I looked up like a tutorial online on how to do it in the air fryer, and it says to put it upside down first. So we're gonna take the chicken and put it in this air fryer, and we're gonna hope for the best. 180 degrees. I'm gonna keep this to the side to use because it's still got some of that like oil mixture in. I'm gonna put that on the top of the chicken. While the chicken is cooking in the air fryer, we're gonna go ahead and start making the breakfast wraps because those are things that I can freeze ahead of time. And I know in the intro when I said I'm not repeating things twice, I meant lunch and dinner. Okay, breakfast is a different ball game. Breakfast is fine. Here's my thought process. Put the bacon in the pan now to try and render some of the fat. Never thought I'd be saying that, but we're gonna try and render some of the fat so we can use it to cook the eggs because again, we're doing this week without butter. The rest of this bacon I'm gonna use with the zucchini slice that I'm thinking of making. I feel like I can be pretty generous with the eggs here. I know that they are cage eggs and I don't normally opt for cage eggs, but we are on a budget. I think we're gonna do, so the plan is to do 4 breakfast burritos. So let's do maybe 6 eggs. Let's do 6 eggs divided into 4 breakfast burritos. And we don't have any milk or anything like that to thicken them up with, so we're just gonna do eggs. No, I didn't get any spinach. I was really hoping to get spinach, but it was just too expensive at both the farmer's market and at the other place. So I think what we might do instead is cut up a little bit of tomato because I do want to use this throughout the week as well. I have another tomato, but cut up a little bit of tomato and a little bit of capsicum just to put in there and get some flavor. So we're going to take the bacon out now and put the eggs in, and then we're going to pour, maybe I should turn the heat down a little bit. We're going to pour these eggs in, and now hopefully with any luck these are going to cook really nicely. And we'll have some eggs to put into the breakfast burritos. Turn off the heat, let them cool down a little bit, and then we can start assembling. Welcome back. We are now assembling the breakfast burritos. I don't have any sauces that I bought today, so we're not going to use any. This is what we're working with, and we're going to make it work. The other thing that I really want to work on is less food wastage, because that is something that I definitely, now that I'm only cooking for one, need to work on. It's all well and good to make a big pot of something and put it in the freezer, but if you never ever have it again, what is the point? I feel like 4 burritos, that's good. They're good sizes. There's one that's a little bit smaller than the others, but that's okay. I'm gonna bring this out hopefully in a oneer. There we go. Look at her. Oh my gosh, listen to that. It's a little bit crispy on the top, but that's okay. All right, we're gonna let this sit for about 10-15 minutes to rest. What we're gonna do now is I'm gonna put the carrots on, I'm gonna get the broccoli ready, but that's kind of boring, so I'm not gonna show you doing that because honestly, it's fine. I'll just show you the finished meal when it's done, but so far this is looking really good. Good morning, it is breakfast number one. I'm gonna have one of the breakfast burritos, of course. And then yesterday I also made a chicken stock or a chicken broth. So that's been on the stove. I just turned it on a little bit more this morning just to like boil it down a little bit because I don't need, you know, liters and liters of stock. I just need a little bit. I am having a little issue with my sinuses, so if I sound a little bit nasally, that is why. Oop. I'm gonna transfer it into this container and then we can use this during the week. I've already strained out obviously like the bones and everything. Hello, it's nighttime now and I totally forgot to show you me having the burrito. It was pretty good. I'm also really sick, so I'm gonna make a really easy dinner tonight. I'm just gonna do like a homemade pizza on one of the tortilla wraps that I made yesterday. Pretty boring, so I'll just show you the finished product, but we're going strong even though I'm feeling not very good. All right, here's my dinner for tonight. We've got one of the tortilla wraps with capsicum, tomato, chicken, mushroom, a little bit of tomato paste and a little bit of cheese underneath. Let's do a little taste test and then I'm gonna go to bed. That is really nice. I can't taste a whole lot because of my situation, but I can definitely taste like the cheese and the capsicum, so I'm happy about that. It's hot, it's hot, it's hot, it's hot. Whoop. Okay, I shouldn't have microwaved it in the lab wrap, but that's okay. Good morning. It is a new day. Honestly, looks really, really nice. I am gonna put it in the air fryer just to crisp her up a little bit. So what I want to do this morning, because I am feeling a little bit sick, I'm going to bring one of the meals forward a little bit that I was going to have later on in the week. I'm going to make or attempt to make some soup dumplings and then make like a nice soup with the chicken broth that we had. So that's what we're doing this morning to prep some dumpling wrappers. And this thought for the soup dumplings, I don't have any gelatin, so I can't make like that really gelatinous stock, but because I made chicken stock the other day, I was thinking I could try and like scoop some of this gelatinous stuff off the top and then mix it in and see if that works. And if it doesn't work, that's okay. But I think we might be onto something here and I might be able to make it work. And then also in the container with the chicken at the very bottom is like super gelatinous. So that's what I'm planning on doing. I'm gonna make the mixture first, cut up all the veg and then add in the gelatin, or I guess it is kind of gelatin, right? Like it's boiled bones. In the beginning of this video, I showed a clip of a Coles advertisement from 2017 showing how you can feed your family for $10. I remember these adverts so vividly and I didn't think much of them because in 2017, I was only 21 years old. But now thinking about feeding a family of 4 for $10 sounds absolutely impossible. Found a few articles that touched on this specific promotion and compared prices from 2017 to 2023 and seeing if it would be possible to do the same, feed your family of 4 for $10. Spoiler alert, no, you can't. We've got our mixture all done. Now I'm gonna do my best to try and like scoop some of the gelatin off of the top of the chicken and then put it in here to hopefully make some soup dumplings. I think this is actually gonna work. I didn't realize it was this gelatinous. I am super impressed with this. While we wait for the dough to set and just settle a little bit, I'm gonna have my breakfast. This is my breakfast burrito and some apple. I think it would be incredible with a little bit of extra cheese. Maybe some like tomato sauce, but it's really not that bad at all. I would have this again. Who I do want to introduce you to is one of my internet friends, is Janae, and she has done this time and time again. I think she's a wonderful creator for families or literally anyone who needs inspiration on cheaper meals and budget-friendly options. And she actually shows you how to cook them, whereas this video is purely based on can I make it work for $50. In September of last year, Yahoo Australia actually went into a grocery store and purchased every single thing that was advertised in one of these Feed Your Family for $10.
We recreated this Feed Your Family of 4 for $10 recipe from 2017 to see how much it would cost today. The resurfaced advert from Coles and Curtis Stone highlights just how hard the cost of living crisis is punishing Aussies in 2023. After adding all the items to our basket, we discovered it would now cost $24.62. That's a 140% increase.
I should have said this in the beginning, but this video is not to bash Coles, Woolies, Aldi, any of the big grocery stores at all. I just wanted to bring this up because I found it so interesting that, 2017, it wasn't that long ago, but it feels like so much has changed in that time, especially the increase in food and cost of living. So I just thought it was an interesting comparison to make, and I thought I should mention it. It is time for me to start prepping dinner. And I went back and I made a little bit more dumpling wrappers, and I have to say the best one that I've probably done is one where I've used a bigger wrapper and a little bit more filling. But I think the lesson here is bigger wrappers, less filling, because I did have to discard some, and some of them are as small as this, and I'm just not super sure about it. But what we're going to do is we're going to steam them in the rice cooker. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of water. Look, it's embarrassing that I wasn't really able to fold them properly. I really did try. Like, I tried really hard, but yeah, I think with a bit more practice, hopefully I can make something a little better next time. Okay, I think the dumplings are ready, so I'm gonna just change up the camera so you can hopefully see, and hopefully they don't break. A couple of them already have, but it's okay. A taste test. We've got the cabbage and broccoli. We've got the soup dumplings that are not soup dumplings, unfortunately, but hopefully they still taste good. Also, it might look a little strange, the combination of the cabbage and the broccoli and the egg and everything, but trust me, it tastes so nice. Hello, welcome to day, is it 3 or 4? I feel like I've lost count, but today I haven't really been recording when I've been eating because I've just been eating things that I already made, like the breakfast burrito. I had like a chicken wrap today for lunch with the leftover chicken and some vegetables. And now it is time for me to prep dinner, and I don't know exactly what I'm gonna have. I am steaming a couple of dumplings right now just as like a little snack, and I'm steaming them from frozen, so we're gonna see how they turn out. But in terms of what I actually want to have for dinner, I could either make a taco bowl, which sounds really nice, or I could make a zucchini slice with the zucchini, the bacon, the leftover flour, which could do me for lunch as well tomorrow. I think that's gonna be maybe the best option, or maybe I should make them into muffins so then I can have them for breakfast, because I've run out of breakfast burritos as well. So I still need to make breakfast for 3 more mornings. So I think maybe like a vegetable, bacon and egg, zucchini muffin might be quite nice. The recipes that I'm looking at online all need milk, and we don't have milk, so we're sort of just going to wing this a little bit. Brought out the light because it's getting a bit dark, but these are the muffins before. I don't know how I made enough to perfectly fit in 6 of these, but I did. Morning, I feel like I'm finally getting over my sickness, and I thought this morning, let's try an attempt to make a banana muffin for brekkie. So I'm going to do banana, egg. I don't have any milk. I don't have any like vanilla or anything like that. So this is really going to be a test of seeing if this works. A little check-in. Still have some chicken. Still have some veg. Still have some dumplings in the freezer. I feel like we're going to be okay. I have today and tomorrow left, and then that's it. I have been craving like some snacky bits. I've been craving like maybe some crackers. I've been craving some like cheese or some dip and some chocolate. But for the most part, it's been fine. And like, yeah, I don't have some of the, I'm eating all this banana when I've got another banana, but I don't have the bits that I would, you know, ideally like to have. But in a sense of like necessity, or like the bare essentials, not even the bare essentials, but like, because I know that not everybody has $50 a week to spend on groceries, but in a sense of limiting myself to $50 a week, I feel like I have enough to get by, you know? You know what, I also have a big thing of peaches in my fridge that have been in there for quite a while, but they don't go off till 2028, so we're going to add in a little bit of peach juice and probably a half of one of these. Down to the last of the flour, so we're going to add this in. A little bit of cinnamon. That'll do. Time for me to show you the reveal. I did end up adding some oats on top. I know that's cheating a little bit, but like also would be totally fine without them. They don't look, I mean, they definitely look like little mountains. They've risen. I'm happy about that. Let's try this one. Cut in half. That actually looks so good for not following any kind of a recipe. Give it a little taste. Am I even in focus? Hello? Okay, give it a little taste test. That is bloody lovely. The apple? Just goes to show you can really just chuck a whole bunch of stuff in, add some flour, baking powder, done, there's some muffins. Right now, make the burrito. I'm gonna use one of the wrap breads for burrito. Tomorrow for breakfast, have the muffins and some fruit that's left over. And then for lunch, do either the chicken wrap or a homemade pizza. And then for dinner, do the dumplings in like a soup with some like cabbage and stuff. So we still have enough, we're still doing okay. We're getting down to the wire, but it's gonna be all right. Right now, let's make the burrito bowl, and yeah, I can't believe this week is almost over. Also, you guys might think that this is cheating a little bit, but I was thinking of maybe using some rice. This could be my downfall, using this, because I didn't technically buy it. I had 80 something cents left over, but it wasn't enough to buy rice. I feel like most people would have rice in their pantry. I haven't used anything else. I haven't used any pasta. I haven't used anything else this week. So I think we could get away with using the rice. Also, if you end up making these tortillas, the best way to heat them up again to be pliable is to just wet a piece of kitchen paper, squeeze it out, and then, I know this doesn't look great because I'm trying to do this without putting the tortilla down, but you're just gonna sort of lay it on top like this, put it in the microwave, and it's gonna be perfect. All right, let's do a taste test of the tuck-in. Tastes just like one of the packet spice mixes, honestly. Now, is this the most accurate representation of a burrito? Absolutely not. Okay, absolutely not. We'll just say I got inspiration from a regular burrito. We're gonna do lettuce, tomato. We're gonna put the cheese on now as well. Give Coda his cheese tax. There you go, my love. And then when we put the mince on top, it should melt the cheese. There's definitely also enough there for me to have at least one more meal. That's turned out so nice, and it was relatively quick to make too. Look at that. That looks so nice. Definitely need two hands though. I'm not sure if I'm gonna check in tomorrow because genuinely I'm just gonna be having the breakfast muffins that I showed you, homemade pizza that I've showed you and some dumplings that I've showed you, but what we can do is go over what I still have left. So I still have a decent amount of lettuce left, half a tomato, which I'll use tomorrow. I've still got 1 egg left, some cabbage left, still got a little bit of broccoli left, some chicken left, some mushrooms left, and probably like 15 dumplings left as well. So if I was eating this food for as long as it took for it to run out, I honestly think I could probably make it to like maybe 10 days, 9-10 days. But I am pretty happy with how things have turned out this week. If I end up checking in tomorrow, obviously this is all going to get cut. But if not, this I feel like has been really eye-opening for me as well, because I have been a chronic DoorDasher the past few months, where I'll order DoorDash a few times a week because I'm just not prepared. I haven't gone grocery shopping. And I'll end up spending that $50 budget that we had this week in like 2 days. So this has really opened my eyes that I do have a lot more than what I think I have. And I also am able to make a lot more than what I thought I could. You know, like making the tortillas, making some muffins, you know, being a bit more resourceful. All in all, I am super happy with how this has turned out this week. It's really opened my eyes, as I said. I genuinely think if I was able to bulk buy some meat, so maybe do like a 2-week budget, I genuinely think I would be able to do a week's worth of meals for maybe like $35–40. I know that's pushing it, but I genuinely think I could. I also want to say that if you do struggle with your relationship with food, I am here for you. I've put some resources in the description. I know that watching videos about food, no matter what they are, can be a little bit of a trigger or a little bit of a moment, but I want you to know that you are loved. I am so glad you're here, and thank you so much for watching this week's video.